The two stories about translations in the Gemara, the first is that Onkelos revealed the translation of the Torah, and Yonatan ben Uziel revealed the translation of Nevi'im. And when he did that, Israel shook, and a bat kol protested that Sikas were being revealed. When Yonatan ben Uziel tried to reveal Ketuvim, he wasn't allowed because it contains the time Mashiach will come. The second story is that Ptolemy wanted a translation of the Torah into Greek, so he got 70 Jewish elders to translate it. With Hashem's help, they all translated it word for word exactly the same way. That would be less inflammatory to the Greeks. In the end, we learned that translation by definition reveals the translator's bias about the text that is being translated, and it can be more of a commentary than pure translation. We are allowed to read the Megillah earlier on the Yom HaKnisah if you live in the village. At first, we think that this is a leniency for the big cities so that they can get food from the villages on Purim, but we conclude that the leniency is for the villages so that they can do business and make money instead of losing out because they couldn't work on that day. If there is both an Adar Aleph and Adar Bet, the Mishnah says that the difference is between Kriyas Megillah and Matzonot Yavonim. That the similarities are that Adar Rishon and Sheni are the same regarding the 4 special maftir portions. The mitzvot discussed are reading Megillah, the 4 parshiot, Matzonot Levanim, and eulogies, and fasting. And in the conclusion of the Gemara, they say that you only don't have to repeat Megillah and Matzonot Levanim because Matzonot Levanim is dependent on reading Megillah. But that they're the same regarding eulogies and fasting.
In Megillah Esther, according to the Gemara, Mordechai raises Esther, but she's called Hadassah here either because Tzadikim are represented with Hadassim, because she hid her words, because she is compared to the moon, because she is in between like Hadassim, or because she was green with a string of chesed. She had no parents. Her father died while her mother was pregnant, and her mother died in childbirth. So Mordechai married her. This part of Megillah Esther, according to the Gemara, is that Achashverosh wore Bigdei Kahuna. He brought the people in from far before the ones he brought from nearby. The party either started in the Chatzer and spilled out further, or it was held in an in-between area. There was either lace or just plain white sheets, striped pillows, chairs with gold and silver cushions, and rare stones that were either in rows or lit up the party. Then a bat kol came and said, "People before you died because of the kalim, and you're making the same mistake." Everyone had wine older than him or herself. There was more food than drink, and everybody drank his or her own native wine. Mordechai and Haman were in charge, so everyone listened to them. It was Shabbat, and Achashverosh wanted to show up Vashti. She says no because she has a tail or tzara'at. Then she insults him. To summarize the Mishnah on Daf Yadzayin Amud Aleph, it discusses how to read Megillah. So the rules are: you can't read it out of order, you can't read it by heart, you can't read it in a non-Hebrew language, you can read it in a non-Hebrew language to a non-Hebrew speaker, you can read it to a non-Hebrew speaker in Hebrew, you can take breaks, you can doze off. Regarding scribing, interpreting, and making sure you know the words, if that was your intent, you're Yotze, and if not, you're not Yotze. You can't use writing materials that aren't ink on parchment paper, meaning that you have to write it in Asheri on Sefer with ink. So, some questions that I had on the Mishnah is, how can it be that you're allowed to use a Megillah that is in Asheri if you can read it in a foreign language? Are there restrictions during the pause? Can you talk? Can you leave the shul? Why can't you read the Megillah by heart? What qualifies contempt?